Hello everyone. I am here to talk about this Goodyear, these Goodyear workers, and how it became something that's landed in my lap, which I believe that the Lord had put this in my lap. My husband and his friends, for years now, they've been meeting at the Whataburger right down the road on 110. Jim Wansley and Blue Martin and I believe Wansley's brother. A lot of them have been meeting out there. Some from Goodyear and a few men from Train. They've been so faithful to meet every morning and have their breakfast. And I've always enjoyed it that Robert could do that. He had these friends to do that with. And it's gone on for years. But since the pandemic, they've stopped it. They can't go in and all sit together and have their morning coffee and their visits and talk about old times. And anyway, so prior to that, before Goodyear shut down for good, Jim Wansley, he was the president of the union, and Jim Wansley gave it to Robert to make sure that all these men and women find their proper place. At the time, this had been a few years ago, not that long ago, that this was turned over to Robert. But Robert was going through, and I didn't know that Robert had these. He had put them in his closet way away, and we've never talked about it. I didn't know he had this. And he had come down with so much back problems, and we'd been taking him to the hospital for different procedures, and he actually had back surgery about 3 years ago. And it's been something ever since. A lot of pain management, a lot of doctor visits. And bless his heart, he walks on a walker through the house, but he can walk on his cane well. And he still drives a bus. He can drive a bus. He passed the test. I think it's called the CLDs. He has his CLDs. He's taken all the tests to make sure he's healthy enough to do it, and he is. Blood pressure's perfect. Everything's fine. He just, he can't stand for long, and he can't walk long distances. But like I say, he gets on that bus, he's comfortable, he's at home. And he drives the special needs bus. He has for years, and those children love him, and he loves them. And so it meant a lot to Robert to be able to continue his work. But when I discovered these, he started taking some things out of his closet, because we were actually working on the closet, doing some work this summer to, you know how it's been very boring this summer. So we took on jobs and projects here at home. We got new fences, gates. We had a lot of yard work done. We've had a little retainer wall built, different things, a lot of different things to improve our home, and just to keep ourselves busy during this pandemic, because we couldn't go anywhere and we weren't spending money anywhere else. We said, let's do it, put it in our house. So Robert's had gotten this box out of the closet and put it in the hallway over here. And I saw it on the floor, all these pictures. I said, Robert, what is this? He said, these are the good men who retired from Goodyear. I said, well, Robert, we need to get these pictures out. He says, well, I planned on doing that, but of course, you know, he wasn't able to. I said, well, baby, I'll do that. Let me have this job. And so I took it on, and not knowing exactly how I was going to do it, but I knew that the Lord told me to take it on, help Robert out, and I know there's people out there, and I've sent out several now. It's been very, very good. The people who have responded, people are letting me know where other people live or how to get into contact with them. Now, some people will say, oh, you find Joe, he's in White House. Okay, that tells me a lot. Joe's in White House. But how do I contact Joe? Do you have a number? Do you have an address? Do you know a relative and their number or their address so I could call old Joe, old Jim, to find out where Joe is and how I can contact Joe? Because I have his picture or his father's picture, maybe his mother's picture, someone's picture that retired from Goodyear. I had actually sent one off that was the man retired in 1977. And that was many years ago, and he found a home for that picture. It was so rewarding to get to do that. And then I found so many. I found one friend. She just was so grateful and so thankful. She found her her brother-in-law's picture. I showed it, and she said my sister would love to have this. And so I sent that to her, and then she made a statement on Facebook that was so sweet. She said, oh, and she'll wrap them in bubble wrap, which is kind of an envelope I use with a little bubble in the middle of it. The bubble wrap in the center is built into the envelope, and I do that so people won't really be able to see what's in it, and they will assume maybe they're documents. And then, of course, I have sent money before in that kind of a wrapper. And I'm thinking, okay, this will probably deter anyone from thinking that maybe it was money in there. But anyway, so she just really gave me a good report. And I said, oh, thank you. Her name was Jackie Baker. She was Jackie Baldwin. I met her when I was 16 and she was 15 at the Villa Milana Apartments in Tyler back in 1968. And we've been friends ever since. And it was really a pleasure to be able to do that for her. And I love her. I don't get to see her. I really don't. And one day we're going to get together. And she just lives in Waco. So we've got to get together, Jackie, in Alma, and Gail West Cooper. We do need to try again and all of us get together. I'm sorry the last time we did it 2 years ago, I couldn't get there. But I'm really ready if y'all are. It'll be great to see you all again. Now, this is a lady, her last name is Hewitt, and I don't want to tell everything about her. She may not want me to even tell this, but she sent me this. And I had sent her grandfather's picture. And I'm not sure if that's the one that was 77 years old. I can't remember. I haven't looked at my records yet. But she just sent, in fact, she didn't get it probably till yesterday or the day before. She's already sent me this beautiful note. And I want to read it because it was so precious of her. And this has been a blessing for me to be able to see other people get a blessing. There's nothing like it when you can help someone, genuinely help someone, and then they are touched. And the reason I believe the Lord gave me this is because I did not have hardly any pictures taken of me as a child. My mother left when I was 8. And my grandmother moved in, and she didn't walk around with a camera. And of course, we didn't have the nice things we got now. You just take a picture when you got your phone in your hand. My grandmother didn't use a camera. My dad, he worked trying to make a living for 3 kids, and he was in politics, but he was a busy man, and he didn't take a lot of pictures of us. And one time, my mother did come and visit. I went to visit her in Longview when she went to see her mother. And I was 16, and she took a picture of me at age 16, and it was really a good picture, and I was so proud to get it because I have very few pictures. And then I want to mention Ethel Rushing Ratcliffe. Ethel sent me in private message a picture just the other day of me when I'm assuming I could have been 12 or 13, I don't know, and we're sitting on a pillar, a rock type pillar, like the White House High School, or the old school up here at White House has the rock pillars. And but she said, Deborah, we were in Palestine looking at the dogwood trees. And I said, oh, I remember that, but I don't remember sitting on that pillar. But we sit on that pillar together, and her little nephew, his name was Ricky, he was on it with us, and he looked like a little baby. He was a little bitty thing. And I said, oh my goodness, that's what I look like? I said, I was a big girl. I've been a big girl all my life. But I was so glad to see that picture. And I said, Ethel, and she was very gracious not to put it on Facebook because I was wearing a pair of shorts, when you're young. And I now would not wear shorts in public. I wouldn't be seen in a pair of shorts. I didn't wear shorts after I got married. I just never did. And so I was wearing a pair of shorts. And anyway, like I say, she was gracious enough to send it in a private message instead of putting it all on Facebook. But anyway, I appreciate pictures of me. If anybody has one, I have forgotten how it's happened. My cousin has sent me pictures that my uncle took when I was a little girl, and I didn't even know they existed. And that has been such a blessing because, like I say, some of you have probably grown up, your parents snapped your picture every time you turned around, and you don't have to worry about that. You've got lots of pictures, and you knew what you looked like when you were little all the way up to the time you got married. But that was not so with me. And anyway, I want to get back to this Hewitt woman, this precious lady who I sent this to. She sent me, like I say, this beautiful thank you card. Took the time to send me a thank you card. And I do want to read it, what she said. She said, Deborah, thank you so much for sending me the picture of my grandfather. Believe me when I tell you this, it's one of the only of couple of pictures I have of him. Mom didn't take many pictures, and who knows what happened to others. Again, thank you for taking all the time you did to get pictures to loved ones. It takes a special kind of person to do that. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, love. And her last name is Hewitt. I felt the Holy Ghost all over me, and tears came to my eyes when I read this. I said, Lord, this is what I'm to do. You know, sometimes you think, well, am I wasting time doing this? Of course, I'm not losing my prayer life over this. I'm not doing that. I'm not losing my reading the Word over this. But I thought, is this essential? That's a new word. Is this essential to the kingdom of God, what I'm doing? And the Lord gave me this and showed me, yes, Deborah, you're blessing people's heart as others have blessed you. So, like when you get a picture of you, it blesses you. So yes, Deborah, do this. This is making people happy, and they're being touched. And so I want to thank the Lord, give him the glory that he has laid this in my lap. And I want to thank this beautiful woman who sent this to me. And it meant so much. It meant so much to me to get this. And of course, like I say, Jackie Baker, she publicly on Facebook thanked me and bragged on me for doing this. And it felt good. Of course it does. It is a confirmation to us when someone says, oh, yes, you're doing a good job. Please continue doing it. And so I just want to say that. Now, what I like to do is take the camera. I want to turn it around. I want to show y'all some things. I want to show you some things. Let's see. I'm going to turn this thing around if I can. How do I do that?